Hey, so this is round 2 for me doing this spiel because you know that time when you're recording something and your phone cuts off because it has no storage? That just happened and it's the worst. Hey guys, so I'm Kristen Markert. I am a Sensi Star Director and Director for Team Sense and Dreams. Hey ladies! I am coming to you from my office today and I'm actually going to be talking about something that I've really wanted to do a video on for a long time, and I wasn't sure if, it was necessarily appropriate, but I really believe that it is. Because what I've learned is everybody has their own struggles. Everyone has their own demons and the negative situations that they deal with on a daily basis. And what may be negative for me might be not negative for somebody else and vice versa. So, in the context of that, I think that you guys will connect with my message and your own personal struggles that you have in your personal life and in your business life. So what I'm talking about is the emotional energy that you expend on a daily basis on negative people and negative situations, those messy, dirty things that are just no fun to deal with, right? But what I want to focus on is, your ultimate growth and success within this business, and mine wholeheartedly, which is one of the things that I'm actually most thankful for this business for, is how do we deal with those things on a daily basis? How do we not necessarily suppress them, but how do we learn to cope with negative people and situations so that we're not expending endless energy and, really derailing our days, weeks. I know that I really let things affect me sometimes. So that's what we're going to talk about today. 2 minutes in, I'm finally getting to the point. I have a lot of book quotes written down, so that's kind of, if you see me referencing down, that's where I'm going with that. Because I am not so smart to be able to come up with this stuff on my own. So anywho, again, your ultimate growth in this business, there's going to be negative people, whether it be team members, family members who don't support you, negative customers that you have to deal with, hosts. Not everything is always peaches and gumballs and butterflies. Like, you're going to have messy stuff, right? But so your ultimate success in being able to climb up the ladder is how you're overcoming with those daily emotions of dealing with obstacles, whether it be your own frame of mind. You might just be negative on yourself, and that might be prohibiting you from moving to the next step and moving forward in your business. Again, whether it be negative influences of others in your life and the amount of energy that you expend on this, right? So I'm actually quite shocked at where I am in my business today, more so because I come from a fairly toxic background, toxic relationships, some of the main people in my life being very toxic. So when you come from that, it is very hard to help train yourself and your brain to think differently and think that you actually deserve and are able to achieve things. But I'm here today to tell you that your dreams, your aspirations, what you want to accomplish in life are 1000% doable. You just need to put them out in the universe and go after them with the same excitement that you will feel the day that you actually make those dreams a reality. Being excited is the best thing for it. That was a total side note. Now back on how to deal with negative people. When I allow someone to control my feelings, it's normally because I was hurt by that person in the past and I wasn't over it. Now, sometimes you may have been an equal party, and dealing with that situation means owning that as well, which is totally doable. If there's a situation, maybe I mess up with a customer, maybe I delayed things longer than I should have, and I'm embarrassed, and I have too much pride to go deal with the situation, right? So that's a messy thing. Or maybe in all these situations, I felt small. I made these people or these situations make me feel small inside. But when you take a step back, most of the time, and look at the situation, the person that you're having the issue with, and the situation, right? It's not that they hate you or that they hate what you're doing. Negative people are not self-aware. Likely, if you're watching this video, you are trying every day to better yourself and you're trying to improve. And I need you to understand that if you're making a conscious effort to do that day in and day out, you are a freaking rock star, because that is not an easy journey and it's not an easy thing to do. Most people go through their whole lives just not changing because it's easier not to. But not every, like I just said, not every person is you. Not every person can do that. So being self-aware and wanting to be better is a very hard process. You may come across these negative people in your day-to-day. Again, your customer service reps that, they could just be super negative and really just, you could have been, happy Polly over here, and now you spoke to some awful person on the phone, and now you're in a grumpy mood, right? So how do we prevent that from happening? How do we prevent people, like those team members, hosts, family members, from affecting you? If you're like me, you're kind of sensitive and you can think too much on these situations and let them totally derail you. So how do we keep that from happening? One thing I have come to observe through many situations personally is that the issues and negativity coming from these people really have not one thing to do with you. You might be a party in that day with that person, but they're acting a certain way because of them and their own issues that they're dealing with. And so I always try to remind myself of this, and it makes it so much easier to disengage and not consume my thoughts for the rest of that day. I think that if you really break it down, yes, you can overanalyze the situation and say, I did this or I caused this, but in reality, that person's probably just being bitter and toxic to you because of other issues in their lives. And I 1000% that is 100% true. Does that make sense? 1000%, 100%? Anyway. The next thing that you need to do after reminding yourself that it is not you, it is them, is you need to be on the lookout for more uplifting, more positive people, daily tasks, and especially affirmations in your life. If you look at my desk behind me, right, I have this up here. This sign says, don't wish for it, work for it. This says, believe you can and you will. You are so much stronger than you think. Today is a perfect day to start living your dreams. If you, just put these things around you, they will keep, that's the other hardest thing, right? Like, you want to start living a more positive life and you're not used to doing that. It's not like just a switch that you're just going to turn on one day and all of a sudden everything's going to be hunky-dory. No, it is a conscious effort that you need to put in and day out. So you need to figure out, what works best for you? What keeps things positive for you to keep that positive mindset? Last year, I think it was last year, excuse me, I need to take, like I said, this is my second time doing this spiel. Last year, Facebook played with everyone's emotions, and they did a study where, people's news feeds, right? They purposely put negative posts from other people and showed those posts only in someone's newsfeed. And guess what? That person's statuses were negative. They also did the alternative. They put only positive posts in someone's newsfeed. And guess what? That person's statuses were all positive. So there is a science to it. The more you put positive in your life, the more that you're going to get back out of it, which comes with something else I'm about to say. The power in keeping the course for success is having the ability to separate yourself from negative people, thoughts, and replacing it with things and people who will uplift you and continue to push you in the direction of achieving everything that you know that you can achieve. The more positive that you put out into the world, the more positive that will be attracted to you. And that means relationships too. These statuses I was talking about, as you grow yourself and your positive people and relationships and thoughts, that's the more positive that's going to start showing up in your Facebook newsfeed naturally. And that's going to help shape your frame of mind. The things that you have, that you're looking at on a daily basis, are going to shape your frame of mind. By surrounding yourself with dreamers, believers, like-minded people every day, it will become easier and easier to push the negativity out and to pay it absolutely no mind at all. There is total magic in positivity, and its results will yield a world that you never knew existed. Because the reality is, if you come from a negative mindset or a toxic relationship or whatever it is very hard to imagine that things can be different. But the truth is, they can be. They absolutely can be. And the more that you put positive in, you will see things in a brighter aspect than you ever thought could actually exist. If you can start to remind yourself every day of who you are, who you want to be, and know that you can accomplish anything over time, the more positive momentum you'll gain, the more positive effects you'll see in your life that'll want you to keep going with what you're doing every day. Occasionally, there will, things won't just change. There will be big, messy, dirty, awful things that will happen. But they will be that much easier to pull apart, understand the issue, and you will take the steps to move toward in a much more efficient manner. You won't expend the same amount of energy that you did before. It may take a little bit of time, but you will move past it faster than you ever thought imaginable. So guys, I really hope that what I talked about today helps you, put into reality and helps you get that positive mind frame. That's all it is a positive mind frame. Help you switch to know that you're capable of amazing things. Help you figure out how are you going to deal with those negative team members, negative hosts, negative people in your life that are going to come. You're going to come across them. So how can we push through it so that you can be positive from here on out in your business? And I am here to tell you that once you make that turn and you move forward in that direction, everything will change in both personally and your business. So again, I hope that helped you guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.